What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jeremy's Point of View. As you guys can see, I am clearly driving to work right now. I don't normally do these, but there's some interesting news that kind of broke in regards to the Carolina Hurricanes, a possible trade target. So I figured, why the hell not? We'll talk about it real quick this morning. Obviously, this is going to be a pretty unfiltered, unedited video as I'm making this on my way into the office this morning. But yeah, so first things first, news broke yesterday that Jordan Staal, well, first thing I should say is that it appeared Staal and Carolina were pretty far apart in far of terms and all that good stuff, and as far as the dollar amount, but it does sound like they have closed that gap and they will have a deal solidified here in the next day or so, and it's looking like Staal will be back for a 4-year, roughly 2.9, right under that $3 million mark contract, which 4 years, a little bit more longer, a little longer than I anticipated, a little longer than I feel comfortable myself personally giving. Also, it sounds like it has a full no move clause. So it sounds like to me, in order to get the dollar amount down to where they wanted it and both parties agreed, Staal wanted that no move and obviously also wanted a little extra term based on his age. So this will take him, I believe, to about 38 years of age. So interesting move, but either way, the captain will be returning. But the big news that I wanted to discuss that I saw on Pierre LeBrun's Twitter was the potential for Tony Deangelo getting moved back to the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, it sounds like it's in the works. Whether or not it's going to go through, not certain, but it does sound like it's most likely going to go through. And it sounds like we're going to be sending them some sort of prospect in exchange for Tony Deangelo, and the Flyers will be retaining his pay at 50%. So we'll get him at a $2.5 million cap hit. Obviously, he signed a 2-year, $10 million deal with the Flyers, so $5 million a year. With them retaining 50%, it brings his cap hit down to about 2.5, which isn't terrible. Interesting move, though. It brings up a lot of questions. My first one's going to be, so what are we going to do about Chatfield? What are we going to do about the left side of the defensive line? Because obviously we've got Burns, Slavin, Pesce, and Shea, and then we'd be sliding in Deangelo. We've got Chatfield, and to me, Chatfield 100% deserves a spot on that third line moving forward. I thought Chatfield played fantastic last season, and there's no part of me that wants to see him not on a full-time roster with this team. So I guess my first question is, can either Deangelo or Chatfield play the left side of the defense? Now, I wouldn't trust Tony over there with my life. Obviously, Tony's biggest issues are when it comes to his defensive liabilities, but obviously he does bring another player that could quarterback the power play, and that would give us Burns and Deangelo between power play 1, power play 2. So that does intrigue me a bit, and obviously Deangelo had a really solid year in his 1-year, $1 million comeback year that he had with us before he went over to the Flyers. So it's an interesting move, to say the least, a very interesting move. And like I said, it does open up questions. For me, I want to see Chatfield on this team, and I would want to see him over Deangelo. But if Chatfield can play the left side of the D, then that would be an interesting pairing. I mean, we'd have, like I said, Burns, Slavin, Pesce, Shea, and Deangelo, Chatfield. I wouldn't be opposed to that if Chatfield can play the left side. So I believe he has bounced around a bit. I think they even moved him up and had him play the left side with Burns at points in the year when Slavin was injured, and he did a good job doing that. So, I'm pretty high on Jalen Chatfield. I want to see him be a long-term, Carolina Hurricanes. So, but yeah, you guys got to let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about the potential for Tony Deangelo returning to the Carolina Hurricanes? I mean, obviously he had a solid season with us. My biggest worries were, he kind of imploded that year in the playoffs, and he continues to have, big issues when it comes to his defensive liability. I mean, the guy offensively, can produce, but defensively it's porous. I mean, you guys remember Sebastian Aho completely undressing Tony Deangelo against the Flyers last season. That was one of the best moments. So yeah, interesting news. As we get any more coming down, I'll be looking to try to make a video if I'm not too busy at work today. And yeah, once again, you guys let me know what you ultimately think of this news. You guys excited Jordan Staal will be resigning? And do you guys like the potential for Tony Deangelo rejoining the Carolina Hurricanes? I'm kind of intrigued as to what prospect we're going to be giving up. Are we going to be moving out Jack Drury? Are we going to be moving out Nikishkin, which I really hope we don't move out Nikishkin. I think he's going to be a really, really, really solid player moving forward, and I don't want to see him go. But yeah, so let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.